The consciousness that exists in the waking state enters the dream state and becomes dream. This is what we experience, isn't it? We're awake. And then when we go to sleep, we enter into dream. That's the next time that we're active. Consciousness is active. The dream consciousness, being awake in the dream, attains the status of wakefulness in dream. In dream, you're not thinking, oh, this is a dream, I'm asleep, unless it's a lucid dream. But more often than not, you think you're awake when you're dreaming. The last thing that occurs to you is that you're dreaming. It's all real, it's all happening, no matter how absurd it is. You feel that you're awake. The dream state enters the waking state, and the waking state abandons the dream and wakes up. So that will be when the dream comes to an end. We move from the dream state to the waking state. And then we abandon the dream. We either forget about it completely, or we just dismiss it as a dream. When the waking state enters into the dream state, the dreamer wakes up, as it were. So now we're falling asleep again, and it's the dreamer that's awake. The dreamer regards the waking state as a dream. Well, that's if the dreamer regards the waking state at all. There might be some elements from the waking state that are in the dream, but as far as the dreamer is concerned, this is what is real. To him, the consciousness of the dream is the real waking state. Surely to the dreamer, the true waking state is the dream, not the other waking state. There won't be any awareness of the waking state as such. If there is any awareness, it would be regarded as a dream. In relation to the waking state, the dream seems to be short-lived. Even so, the dreamer regards the waking state to be brief. It's difficult to know what to make of this statement about the dreamer regarding the waking state. Do you have dreams within dreams? Well, you do. I've dreamt that I've woken up, and I've remembered dreams within my dreams. And what I've woken up to in my dream is what I consider to be reality, the waking state. What we've got here, though, is actually quite a feeble argument for identifying the dream state with the waking state. Because in each state we consider the other to be of no relevance, we dismiss it, and we focus on the reality that we're in at that particular moment. The point is, though, in self-inquiry, we go beyond any need to make the distinction between the waking and the dream state. There is no difference whatsoever between the two, and neither of them is real. When awareness ceases, both waking and dreaming cease. There is void. Well, we're only speaking here hypothetically, in terms of trying to account for past memories. We never directly experience this void, in which case we should be careful about asserting its existence. But for the sake of conventional discussion, there do seem to be gaps when there is no awareness, when we're in deep sleep or unconscious. And from these void states, dreaming and waking arise. When awareness ceases, both waking and dreaming cease. There is void. The living person does not experience the other world, either in dream or in waking, not till the consciousness of death arises. And because the dream state and the waking state arise from this void, then sometimes the dream state and the waking state are described as non-different from this void, because they're of the same nature. Sometimes this void is referred to as deep sleep. Sometimes it's referred to as turiya, fourth state of consciousness. Just as we have this void from which our dream state or our waking state arise, there's also the void known as death. The living person does not experience the other world either in dream or waking, not till the consciousness of death arises. The other world is put between apostrophes. I suspect this means what we usually refer to as the hereafter. So this is another possibility of the world arising. It can arise in dream, or it can arise in waking, or it can arise in the form of a new life. Just as dreams arise in consciousness and create the three worlds, even so the world appears in the waking state. Just as the dream creation is pure void, even so the world of the waking state is void, except for the infinite consciousness in which alone the appearance arises. The world is the illusion that appears in consciousness on account of its inherent power. This is its nature. This is what it does. This is its infinite creativity. This is its omnipotence. Consciousness alone shines as the water, earth, space, and walls. There is nothing in it which can be grasped or held. Water, earth, space, and walls. Normally we get a list of the elements here, but what we're getting here is a list of what is immediately obvious. So we don't have the mention of fire, we've got water and earth, because that's what there is. Fire normally needs to be started, but water and earth are always around. And we've got space and walls. I'm not sure walls is the best translation, but space is the ability to move. That's what we experience. What else do we experience? We experience resistance. We experience the inability to move in certain directions because of walls. It's resistance to the ongoing movement. This is our fundamental experience. This is what there is. Earth, water, space, so we've got movement, and resistance, which stops movement. This is what consciousness reveals to us. And this is the basis for everything else, for all our other notions. Notions of a physical external reality, for example.